Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about creating buffers and using buffer as a tool. Buffer is basically creating some circles around the features. Or features could be polygon features, point feature, or line features. Um, Basically what the software does will measure the distance, a certain distance from that feature. I'm going to use my parks and open spaces layer, and I already projected the layer projection now is in, let me go to here. As you can see, it's NAD 1983 UTM zone 18, and so it is projected. The linear unit of that I could check, but it is meters. Here the same. The map also has the right CRS because that's the first layer I added here. Let me quickly check the linear unit because linear unit is important for creating buffers. Linear unit is meters. And these are the parks and open spaces in the city. As you can see, we have many small polygons that are designated as open space. Even some of these areas in the boulevards are assigned as open space. What I'm going to do is going to the properties of the layer. This is not necessary, but I want to limit my data. So what I did was calculating the area of the polygons using calculate geometry, and the unit is acre. I'm going to quickly see what the distribution of the layer is, and you can see here the average of area is 2 acres. The median is really less than 0.1. So I can go ahead and say go to properties, definition query, and select all the parks that their area is greater than, we can go with, for example, 1.5. It's larger than median but smaller than mean, and let's say okay. And as you can see, now we don't have those small parks anymore. These are more or less major parks, and now I want to create a buffer that measures the distance around these polygons. Basically that could be the service area, something like these areas will have access to the parks. We have to decide about distance, but before that, let me introduce the buffer tool. You can find the buffer tool in analysis tab, that's there. But if you want to see other buffer tools, you can go to the tools window and then search for buffer, and you can see that one of them under analysis tool is the buffer. The other one that also we care about is multi ring buffer, or multiple ring buffers. That is also a very interesting tool. Um, let's go back to our tool analysis tools. Under proximity, buffer is here. I'm going to use this tool now. The input feature is the parks. The output feature class, we have to always set the address when it comes to the output feature or the output location in when we are using the tools. I'm going to find my where was that? That was here, and I'm going under layers and saying NYC. This is, I'm creating a new folder, parks, open spaces. The layer itself is not here, but it would be actually nice if it was buffer open spaces. Now I can also set a number as the distance and include that here. Let's choose 500 meters, or if you are comfortable with feet, you can say, for example, 1000 um, feet. um, let's save this, and now we have here the option to use the linear unit. um, the unit will be feet, and I can say 1000 around these from the outside boundary. Actually, that will be calculated. A few things about these tools, um, these options, the site types, methods, and dissolve. It is always a good idea if you can go to help of this um, tool. Here in this case, I'm going to click on it, and you can see here is the buffer. Um, Buffer around points will be those circles. If you dissolve your outputs, you're gonna have dissolved shapes. If you don't dissolve them, you're gonna have independent circles. The same thing for lines that won't be circles anymore, because they will be calculating distance from those lines. So you have those shapes dissolved versus undissolved, and the same with polygons. Here you have those examples. Let's go back to, and I'm going to use dissolved. Okay. um, Planar is good, and full for side types are good. Again, you can read more about these. What is full, what is left, what is the other option, right, and the last one. And I'm going to run the tool. Here now I have my buffer. If I turn off the parks, you can see that the entire location is covered based on the access to the park. You can see that park is creating that access, and that area is dissolved. Again, these are the dissolved shapes. You can see the buffers throughout the city. When you are creating buffer or using any tool, be careful about the size of your data, and don't if you have so many data points, um, be careful about the computation cost, and especially if you are not using a strong machine. For example, here we have 1200 features, and it took this machine something less than maybe 20 seconds, but depends really on your machine. So be cautious when it comes to the computation. And now we have a buffer. That buffer will carry the same projection and CRS that as an input layer, unless you assign a different system in your environment. Um, that was a simple buffer. In another video, I'm going